I gotta be honest. I still like this one. I still like it a lot.
Like is what, above a 5? Like, that's your average person likes it, but there's so much wrong with this film. No, I don't actually have a long list of what's wrong with this film. I think it works as a standalone, really. Like, it could be its own thing, which it is. It is its own thing. We don't see Krasinski at all tenuously connected to the second one. By
with Henri, the Jaimin Hansu character.
I guess he's in a couple of scenes instead of just the end.
I think he's in like 3 or 4 scenes. He shows up multiple times that are kind of surprising. Just like, why are you here again? But then the end on the boat, I'm like, well, that makes sense.
Trying to think of, didn't really split it into acts this time. I kind of just watched it because it's maybe there's a bit more attention to dialogue, because I think the first one worked well without dialogue for most of it. Like, the people were signing to each other, and that's still development. That's still stuff that you're reading and watching at the same time. When you just have body language to go off of, I think it makes it a lot harder. If they were signing in this one, then maybe they would get away with less dialogue. So I don't know if I still understand much about the second main character.
Eric.
Like, I'm sure if it was real life, something catastrophic happened and you just met up with a stranger, you would know as much as them about who they are. But this is a movie. Give me more.
I mean, Eric is the part of the movie I probably like the least. And like, for me, this movie feels like an HR Oreo, where you have a compliment, a negative, and a compliment. That's where I'm at on this movie, but I don't want to get into it till we fully get into it. In fact, I might cut my whole thing out.
No. Cue the creepy music. Kick us off, because
cue the creepy music. Yeah.
I think knowing it's the final current act of The Quiet Places, I think I ended it actually wanting a little more. Like, give me one more day one, but make it fully dialogue to tell me, like, give me the helicopter pilot and give me people like World War Z. Give me those people trying to overcome this thing instead of survive this thing.
Hello and welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast. My name is B. Sammy Davis.
Hello again, I am Justin.
And today we are looking at the final movie currently in A Quiet Place, that franchise we have been looking at. We're looking at 2024's A Quiet Place Day 1. Directed by Michael Sarnowski, screenplay by Michael Sarnowski, and story by Michael Sarnowski and John Krasinski, because this is still his baby. Budget of $67 million, $6 million more than the last movie, but the most so far, with a return of $262 million, which is the lowest so far.
I never memorize the numbers, so I'm always waiting to see. Is this the most?
If you open up the spreadsheet, you're
No, I feel like yes, maybe that effort is required, but also, like, it's a surprise if you were to talk to anybody that's just average person watching it. Be like, Oh, well, it cost them a lot more, and it
Hmm.
made them a lot less. I do think the
Well, and
shine has
this
worn off
one,
of it.
I'm gonna say $6 million is not a lot more. I feel like the jump from A Quiet Place to A Quiet Place Part 2, where A Quiet Place was 17 million and then A Quiet Place Part 2 was 61 million. That's a huge jump, and that one did make significantly less. This one was a little jump and only made a little less. But they are going in the wrong direction. If
Yeah.
box office return is the most important thing, then they're going in the wrong direction. But I'm going to say right off the bat, I like this movie. I like this movie a lot.
Oh,
I'm still into it.
why?
Well, for me, I feel like I can relate to, well, I don't know if I can say relate, but I certainly feel what's going on with our main characters
Hmm.
much more in this one than I have in the previous two. In the previous two, I've always been frustrated with the family, but I still found it compelling.
Sure.
Here, I'm watching someone who I look at as a normal person who's dying,
Yeah.
you know,
The
and
the right motivation for, oh, this is, let's see how we ride out the end of the world when you're on hospice.
absolutely. And Lupita Nyong'o, I believe
I
is how
believe
you
you're
say
right.
her last name. I think she's brilliant, and I think she was perfect casting for this movie because oh boy, does she make me feel a lot of feelings throughout this movie. I get very sad, I get very hopeful. Like she really carries this whole thing. Um,
Yeah.
and then I think it's got a very weak middle, uh, bogged down by the other main character known as Eric. I feel like if I had any major criticism, most of it is around Eric. Um, but let's get into it because I am going to say the beginning isn't perfect. I'm impressed that it only takes 10 minutes for the invasion to begin, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it only took like 5 minutes for the last movie's day one.
It was happening right then. Well,
Hmm.
I think those are valid points. Uh, I think Eric, actor wise and character wise, was uh, maybe more complicated to flesh out with just a couple of dialogue pieces here and there. Like I try to put myself in those shoes and be, oh, your family is an entire different country, and you're just here
Hmm.
going to school, working a job,
Yeah.
and
Not
now,
even doing what you want to be doing.
yeah. So it's, I don't know what I would. Yeah, maybe he's supposed to be feeling the same dread and what would you call it? What's the word? Not optimistic, pessimistic outview of, oh, we could live through
Mm.
this, because eventually he's like, yeah, yeah, you're right, we should go get that pizza, like something to try for, so that it's not just, this is the end, if I make a loud enough noise, I'm dead.
Genuinely, I think the only connective tissue between Samira, I'm looking at just like the Wikipedia to see the character names. I will not remember most of these characters.
Sam.
Lupita Nyong'o plays Samira. I think the only connective tissue between Samira and Eric is that they both need a service animal. It's just that Eric doesn't know it yet.
Hmm.
Like, the cat is the only thing that connects them, and I'll be honest, I heard someone criticize the movie saying that uh Ruben the nurse probably should have been the male lead for the whole movie, um but they needed a kill, so they got a kill with Ruben the nurse. But I like up until he's gone, I really agree. I think he should have been the whole movie with Samira.
I
You know?
I think it's a interesting choice to kind of swap because there's the baggage that Ruben would have already known everything about Sam.
Mhm.
But I think
Sam, that's why it didn't sound right.
I think it's compelling in that sense that uh, they would, he would understand and then also maybe
Mhm.
come to grips with this. This is the end.
Mhm.
There's no day two for most of these characters. Like this entire city, 2 boats get away, and even they end up messed up in the second.
Which I will say is my probably my third big criticism. My second big criticism is going to be most of the middle of the movie, and that's kind of the movie killer for me. Like this movie would be an 8 or a 9 if it weren't for the middle of this movie. But
Ooh.
then my minor criticism is that Henri told this story about how on the day there were 7 boats at the dock,
I
but
thought it
people
was
started
12.
panicking. Okay, yeah, there were 12 boats at the dock, and what, 2 of them got away?
Yeah.
But he tells the story of the panic and the creatures coming in and things just going bad. Uh, and we didn't get to see that in this movie. And
Yeah.
I think what sucks is that in my head, I was like, oh, we are going to see it because I saw the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds recently. And that one has a boat panic scene.
Oof. It's so, I mean, that boat panic scene is like just hopeful enough. Like, all right, they're making it to the
Mm-hmm.
river, and then everything, all of the creatures are in the river, and
Yeah.
it's not freedom and escape. It is uh, capture and
It is
everything,
one
everybody
of the
dying.
best scenes in that movie, and it's so good that I thought it was in A Quiet Place Day One. I kept waiting for that scene, and it never came.
I think the
But yeah,
middle is
it.
a blur for me because it's the, well, I mean,
I
we won't
wish
skip
it
over the
were for
first
me.
good spot, but the good initial part of Act One versus Act
Yeah,
Two.
let's get into Act One so that we can get to the blur of Act Two. Because Act One, uh, I think it sets up Sam really well. We get to
Yeah,
see her hopelessness. We get to see her relationship with others, including Ruben, her nurse, who is clearly a peer, but she is very much aware that he is not a peer, but I don't think he is aware of it. He's like, I work with all these old people, and then I've got one person who is my age. Like,
yeah,
I thought I could connect with this person.
yeah. I can't tell exactly what else he plays, that actor, but oh, he's the guy from Hereditary. Okay, it's just the beard threw me
Mm.
off. Um,
Yeah, the beard really does change his look, but for the better. I think it makes him look like an adult.
sure, yeah. I haven't watched Hereditary, but the the pure feeling. I think I was expecting him to be the companion, the
Mm-hmm.
survivor, because I was questioning myself when I was watching it. Like, this guy has a beard, and I felt like the main guy on the poster was this guy from like Stranger Things and whatnot. So then eventually he shows up. I think I one amazing part that I like that kind of has a uh, drawback is the helicopters telling everyone to be quiet and shelter in place. The
Mm-hmm.
main character Sam goes to chase after a cat, and they make noise and like a creature barges in, and the
Yes.
helicopter flying overhead kind of saves them. And we see a stampede of these creatures, which makes so much sense in the they follow loud things. And then that is a great feeling of they're chasing something. Who knows if they can reach a helicopter, but our characters are going to be out of danger.
Exactly. As long as the helicopters are there, we are relatively safe. But I gotta go backwards a little bit and say I absolutely love the impact when it's just meteors falling to the earth, and it's like explosions and there's chaos and confusion, and then we see the immediate aftermath with all the dust and people screaming and then just disappearing. Like, I thought this was a brilliant way to introduce our monsters. If you've watched the first two movies, you know what has happened. But if you're coming in here as a new audience member, what a way to introduce the creature. Oh, man.
I think it works better if you are brand new to it, because like the behavior kind of feels like it changes. Like they were never sneaky and grabbing people. They were like charging headlong and slashing people. So it's a little different, but that's fine.
Going to say, in the last movie, we didn't get to see any impacts. We only got to see them in their charging phase. I'm going to say the impact with the Earth probably stunned them. So sure. I'm willing to accept a more lethargic or sneaky way of capturing things. But there's also so much smoke that we don't really see what's happening until it starts to clear.
Yeah, they could have been hit from the side or something.
Yeah. So for me personally, 10 out of 10 on the impact and the introduction to the creatures. I just love that chaos. I love being in the middle of it. I remember in the 90s, there were so many disaster movies that seemed to cut away from the disaster. And I was like, I want to see it. Like, keep the camera rolling.
Something's happening.
And this one did it for us. So,
yeah. That's mostly the theater, because then they hear, she goes back in and hears a radio like giving coordinates, I guess, for the... Yeah,
someone's got headphones. It's the dumbest jump scare. It's Henri's wife. And then I think it's Sam who comes up behind her and she freaks out. And I'm like, do you think these creatures are going to tap you? And furthermore, do you think jumping is going to be a safe move?
Just frightened. Oh, I didn't realize that was Henri's wife, really.
It's the same lady that's in the theater with them. Oh, man. I also love the puppet show. Oh, my gosh. I got emotional watching the puppet show.
I also did. It does give her a beat of character just before the crisis.
Everything falls.
So it's like, even before aliens are here, she's got a struggle, and it's like, oh, flying and then just plummeting to your death. Or, I mean, it's not exactly that, but balloon pops, and
we later learned she was, a rising star in the world of poetry. She's a published author, and then she gets terminal cancer. Like, it does feel like a pretty strong metaphor. But yeah, it was a beautiful, quiet moment that really impacted me in a surprising way. But eventually, so Sam stays at the theater for a long time. And I'm sitting here thinking about it, and the first act is really mostly in the theater. Like, you've got obviously the opening sequences, and you've got the outdoors with the invasion, and then they spend all that time in the theater until that freaking generator turns on.
Yeah, I don't remember if they talk at all. I feel like they do communicate a little bit. Oh, she writes on paper saying that I'm going for pizza. And
Yep.
he's like, but no, don't worry. I'm going for pizza. It's like, it makes sense. This is the last stop on the train. It's,
hmm
I think is so very valid. Like, even if you weren't on hospice, it's like the running away from these aliens that seem just so overpowered
Yep.
would
Yep.
be like the drive to stay alive, but also, man, can't imagine.
I find her character so fascinating because in her eyes, and she said it in a really beautiful poem later on in this movie, that like she's dead. She's
Mm-hmm.
always been told she has this amount of time to live, and she's at it. She is at the end. And like for her, yes, the aliens are scary and she does try to survive for a while, but after the scene with the crowd, I I don't know if she has any more hope in her. I think she only stays alive to help helpless people, you
Mm.
know?
Yeah.
Cuz she helps
Well,
two of them.
the generator, we kind of already said that Ruben turns it off, but I don't think if we said that Ruben gets killed by a
Yeah.
creature that's hanging out, waiting to grab him like an alien from.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't think it is hanging out. I think it's charging. And uh, he rips his shirt and like doesn't move. I'm so frustrated because like he should have immediately started moving towards the door or moving in some direction, just not being where he was when the noise was made.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he goes out like a chump. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I can stand by that. I think.
hmm Yeah, I'm
Oh,
trying to find uh when the well happens. So there's the fountain, not the well, with the little kids, and then there's the
oh,
okay. So she leaves. I got to get my plot is straight. They have the rooftop scene where they watch the bridges get blown up. Uh, Henri kills a dude for panicking because screw that dude for panicking.
I mean, he
Um,
was probably going to get him killed if he
yep.
kept panicking, but yeah, that's rough. Like,
Oh
ooh,
yeah.
that's
That was another brutal scene. Then we get the generator, and then she decides to leave, and we get to the fountain. And
she gets some
I
food
like,
first because then she has food
yeah,
at the fountain.
I like the kids, but I don't like that she is directly underneath the helicopters when they start going through.
Yeah, like you just showed us that the bad guys will chase the helicopters.
Yes. So she's got to get away. We've got some tension going on. She does get away. And then we get to the death
The walk,
march.
yeah,
Yes. And it might be my favorite part of the opening. Well, I don't even know if I would say maybe this is the end of Act 1, but it feels
yeah,
hard to say that there are acts in this movie. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Because
Um
I think this would start the second act. I would say just because we are about to get Eric, but
mhm.
um, we're first
And
gonna
maybe
get
I'm
a
so
thousand
bitter
people.
about Eric. I want to call him the start of the second act, but I think you make a strong. I think this should be the start of the second act. The march to safety, where
To somewhere. I assume that like, do we hear they're supposed to go to somewhere?
yeah, they're
Um,
heading south to the docks to get on the boats. Um, that was what the helicopter told us as it was flying overhead. They were like, "We are flying north, so we can draw the monsters away. You go south, get to the docks. We're going to try to keep as many of them chasing us as possible."
maybe
Um,
you should have. gotten more helicopters to do that.
Yes,
It seems
we
effective.
probably should have done this in waves.
Yeah.
But it's a striking image. I don't know if I love the idea of Sam walking in the middle of the crowd against the flow of traffic. Like, I get it, you want the image for the camera, but
Yeah.
that's not practical. Like, that's not what I would do as a human being. I would go as far to the outside of the crowd and then make my way north, you know?
Yeah.
But it looks good
Yeah.
on camera.
I think I didn't really clock it as needing to be different, but yeah, logically, it would be easier to get through a crowd on the sides, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried to go against a crowd for a...
Like, honestly, if you just stayed in one spot, wouldn't you also be quieter and let people go around you? You won't be going anywhere,
you're
but
more likely to make noise if you're walking against the crowd.
I'll be like, shouldn't you just feel like if you start panicking and you're already heading south, you would keep heading south mostly?
Yep. And clearly none of these people read Dune because they're all walking rhythmically,
Clunk,
and
clunk,
eventually
clunk.
enough people making that much noise draws some of the aliens in. And I love it. It's mayhem. It's
Mhm.
devastation.
I think they do go back to the regular amount of blood everywhere. Like
Mm-hmm.
it feels more like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can see the monster, it kind of doesn't do as much, but you see the results and consequences of being caught. Then okay.
See, there is one crystal clear kill that I think is so effective, and it's like right after the stampede, there's this lady in the middle of the street screaming for some person. And then an alien charges at her and spears her with his arm. And it's so gruesome, but at the same time, it's so great. Like, Sam gets separated from the cat Frodo, and the camera decides to follow Frodo because we got to meet my least favorite character of the movie, the one who's going to be responsible for me, the worst part of the movie. Like, I just don't love most of this middle. I just don't like it as much.
I think, yeah, I would agree. I think at least it follows them on their journey. I think there's a couple of high points of screaming with the lightning. Makes sense.
Yeah, the apartment is the high point for sure.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I want more backstory of coming out of a flooded subway. Like,
yes! Oh my gosh! His introduction!
like I was floating out of a subway. Like, are you the only person making it out of there? Should there be more bodies in this water? Is that too much?
Why is it flooded? Why was he in there when it was flooded?
I was just thinking like
so
the asteroids maybe hit something, but like to flood a subway, I feel like that would take like water on top of the ground as well as water underground too.
And especially because later on we're going to go into the subways and they are not flooded. But I don't know the topography of New York Island. So I don't know if maybe like the middle of the island is higher up in elevation. I don't know. I'm very confused about the flooded subway.
I think it's a traumatic, almost dying way to introduce him, where if he had just been climbing out of a subway, like he wouldn't have seen the cat and bonded with the cat in that moment to make it.
I also realized that we get a foreshadowing of his panic in the water because he is breathing quickly and desperately trying to get away. I was just annoyed at how much noise he was making without any consequence.
Yeah, the varying levels of the creatures having good hearing in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Just, shirt tearing, running after
Yeah.
him.
They've got sniper precision with a shirt tear, but somehow Eric gets to be noisy for so much of this movie and no one cares.
I like that they at least tried to cover it in the beginning where
Yeah.
they're talking behind a sheet of rain, and it's like, okay, like that's fine. If it was raining and loud, the creatures that can only hear things would not really hear you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They go back to her apartment first, right? Because he eventually,
Yeah.
I want to go with you.
She tries to get rid of Eric.
Yeah.
She's like, go south, don't go with me. But he's like, no, I'm going with you. The cat told me to, I guess.
Essentially, yes.
So he's doing his thing, which is just following her around. And I'm not bothered by that so much. And it does lead us to the apartment, which, like you said, really was the standout quiet moment of this middle area. We finally got to see more about Sam. We get to learn a little bit about her, hear that heart-wrenching poem. Oh my gosh, you guys got to understand, I don't like poetry, and that poem wrecked me. But yeah, she doesn't have any of her medication, and her pain medication is wearing off quickly. I don't know how they get to the church, because I know they leave the apartment.
The church is at the end of the flooded subway because there's a hole that they crawl out of. But I was curious, these people, I feel like there's other people in that church. Are they all dead?
Yeah.
Are they all quiet?
They're all quiet. They better be. I had almost completely blocked out the subway sequence from my brain.
They get chased in above ground into the subway. They get through the subway because there's another bad guy in there. And they get out of there because those creatures can't swim and they don't know how to not breathe in water.
Yep. Of that whole sequence, the best thing was the dormant alien. I know that the internet calls them death angels, but nowhere in the text are they called that. So I'm always going to call them the aliens.
Yeah. I don't know where death angels necessarily comes from. I mean,
yeah.
If we want to start talking about the text, I would be curious to see other people's attempts to maybe dress it up a bit more instead of just a monster movie. Like, what is it like not being able to speak for fear of a monster just coming and killing you outright? Like, does that have any mirrors in today? Is that is this a allegory for something? Like, you could maybe make the suggestion, but just as a typical monster movie, I don't know that they need to be called death angels. Like, why angels? That makes no sense.
I don't get it. It's like the death part makes sense.
Yes.
They bring death, but why angels? Because they don't have wings. They don't have halos. Like, they don't have 1,000 eyes like the biblical description of an angel.
Yeah.
So why?
Don't know.
So I'm always going to call them aliens, and I do really like the one that's dormant because it makes sense to me. Like, maybe it was panicking about the water. It found a high up space, but then it couldn't go anywhere, and so it's just now there. Like, what's it going to do?
Yeah, that could make sense. I don't know.
It at least looks cool.
Where you're saying, here's a peek into the psyche of an alien. I think that kind of flows a little bit with the end of the second act, where Eric is getting Frodo from like a nesting ground for these creatures.
Well, Eric goes on a solo mission to get medicine. It's a valiant thing to do. But yes, it leads us to Eric deciding that he needs to rescue Frodo, who has famously demonstrated absolutely no need for human rescue or intervention.
Yeah.
But he believes he has to rescue the cat, and he finds himself in a totally alien world within New York City. Oh, and I hate this sequence. I hate it so much. And I should like it because, like you said, it's giving us a peek into their backstory, or at least, their ecology and how these things live. Clearly, they aren't eating people, but they're using people to grow their food.
But for real, there was just little chunks in the ground. I wasn't sure if that was people or if that was just like mushrooms.
Well, see, and that's what I'm getting the fact that, I'm getting my statement that it's people because of the red goo at the bottom. But I don't know if we know where that red goo comes from. And the mushroom things definitely don't have people inside of them. They're just like completely alien growths that are near this red goo.
Yeah.
And the red goo looked like Victor Von Ooz's goo from the first Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know where that came from. I heard people saying that was the result of the aliens killing people. They were then turning them into the pink goo or feeding them to the pink goo. And the pink goo feeds the alien mushrooms, and the mushrooms feed the aliens themselves.
Was there a
I
small
should
alien
like this.
there or no small alien? I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Because there was definitely a big one.
Yeah. That can be 1 foot away from a breathing human and not hear them.
Yes. A human making so much noise on that freaking metal beam.
Yeah.
Ooh, the tension of this scene doesn't work in the least.
No. It's like you feel like he's going to get away, which makes it...
Oh, yeah.
Blah.
Mm-hmm. It's so weak. It's so weak. I just don't like it at all. And it sucks because it's the first time we've seen anything about the aliens that would give us lore or history or anything like that. And I hate it. Oh boy, do I hate it. So 0 out of 10 for
right
that little sequence.
Gets Frodo. We presume that he finds the medicine that is needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, the medicine trip, valiant. And had they written a different conflict for him, I probably would have liked the character of Eric a whole lot more. But instead, it was this sequence. And then it doesn't even resolve. It's just that the alien stops looking for him. And I think shortly after that, we cut to him returning to the church. And it's like, how did he get down? How did he get out of the mushroom area?
Yeah, even Wikipedia is like, he discovers a group of creatures led by a larger one feeding on the remains of an organic egg-like pod. Next sentence. Sam tells Eric that as a child, she used to watch her late father play jazz. And cut and scene. Like, oof.
Well,
okay.
the fan wiki is even worse because it just says, along the way, Eric gets Sam's medication from her or for her from a nearby pharmacy. Sam then tells Eric that she watched her late father play jazz. And like, they don't even talk about that sequence. They're like, let's just forget that happened.
Doesn't impact the story. Maybe it impacts the franchise. Whatever.
Maybe.
Day 2 will be like.
Yeah. Except this movie goes all the way to day 4.
Yeah.
They have multiple days in this day 1 movie. Whatever.
They have to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think kind of like Star Wars, I just wouldn't mind something a little different. not to be jumping to conclusions. Like, give me World War Z on day one. Like, I want to know if they find out that it's safe on water. Okay, that's exactly what the zombies in that movie did. Like, let's go on a boat and stay safe from the zombies. There's problems, but hey, we can talk like normal.
Exactly. We don't have to be silenced. And who knows, maybe part 3 will show the little girl getting picked up by the military that's been out to sea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that would be the correct step for it.
You're ready for it to turn into an action franchise. And
yeah. Yes.
And I think you are right to do so because, frankly, in my head, it peaked as a horror franchise in this movie. I feel like this movie had more tension than the last one, which had more tension than the last one. And I feel like this one actually tried to give us jump scares that legitimately got the audience to go and make noise. And anytime you shout or make noise in this particular franchise, you laugh a little bit because you're like, oh, I would have died. I'm dead in the apocalypse. But I agree. We are kind of played out of that. This movie was a pretty good capstone for A Quiet Place as a horror franchise. Let's turn it into a sci-fi action franchise. I'm ready for that.
Yeah. I want to know more about the aliens. Maybe, and I get that movies without people they can be cool action movies, but we are being sold the story of Sam not surviving. Like,
Yeah.
Well, there is the action sequence where he's trying to get to the boat and she sacrifices herself to get him there.
Let's get there.
It's exciting. I like it.
I agree. They make it to Patsy's. She can't get inside.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I guess they find pizza at a different place. So they eat the pizza at a different place. They have a very cute moment. And that is finally what convinces Sam to go south. If not for herself, at least to help Eric get away. And I'll be honest, the movie wins me back when they get to Patsy's and they have their quiet moment of celebration together. They have their 3 or 4 day old pizza together.
I'd say 3. And you know what? Well, I haven't eaten countertop out pizza for that long, but I've eaten fridge pizza 3 days.
Yeah, fridge pizza for sure, but I don't think I would touch 4 day old counter pizza.
Maybe there was one in the fridge. I don't know.
I mean, Sam, I can justify her eating this terrible pizza because she's dying anyway. But Eric, I am painfully aware of everything that goes into his mouth, whether that be Subway water or 4 day old pizza.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like you'd be toxic coming out of Subway water. That would pick up everything.
But, it's a beautiful scene nonetheless. I really do enjoy the magic show. This is not a romantic relationship between these two characters, and yet it is one of the strongest relationships we've had in movies in a long time. Oh man, do I buy it by the end.
Yeah, because I feel it when she's watching him make it the jump, like he's getting chased by 50 monsters, and I love how they're converging to the only place he can jump. So like perfect direction. He manages to leap far enough to escape, but she gets to watch him because if you're just quiet and they're focused on something else, like that works logically. Just got to watch out one doesn't run into you from behind by accident.
Yeah. Oh boy. It was a pretty intense scene watching these creatures that are significantly faster than people. My only complaint is that they heard that can, and well, I guess it makes sense. She threw the crowbar away and hid, so she was done making noise. It's just strange that that little can that he kicked was enough for them to hear him and come running back. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I'm willing to allow it to.
Yeah, it looks cool, and things that look cool win.
That's like the D&D rules. You just gotta let it happen if it's gonna be cool. If it's not gonna be cool, you gotta stop it.
Mm-hmm. I really like the image of like 3 or 4 aliens reaching after Eric as he's leaping off the dock. It's a great image to cap off that sequence, and
relief.
I love that
he makes it.
Eric and the cat get to the boat. I love that Eric has Sam's cardigan sweater. I love that Henri is the one to greet him, and he's just cool with it. He's like, I've seen that sweater. I've seen that cat. Are you okay? Like, I would probably be like, wait a minute. Did you kill that lady?
Yeah, I enjoy that beginning to end, because they I don't know if they talk while they're because they try not to talk, but I felt like they communicated a little bit at Patsy's. Yeah, even though it's burned down.
They might have had some whispered conversations. They might have written things down, but we know what's going on at Patsy's, and we know what's going on with everything else. But now Sam is finally alone. She's had her pizza. She's rescued 3 people. She rescued 2 children and Eric. Oh, and a cat. Like, she's rescued 4 living things in the apocalypse. That averages to 1 per day.
Yeah. Did a good job.
And then, and she's ready to retire, as it were. And the one and only licensed song of this movie that I can remember is Feeling Good by Nina Simone. There might be others, but I can't remember them because they don't stand out as much as that song.
Ooh, it's a good
song.
Yeah. I'd have to listen to it again, because I think I was mostly watching to be like, well, what is her thing? Because she's I would say coming to terms with unplugging her thing, gonna leave the pizza place wherever she's hanging out and looking at the picture of her father. Like, that's I feel like that is a great termination of the arc. Like, every character's going somewhere. We get Eric starts off kind of understanding that this lady's going to a pizza place in the end of the world, and he's like, yeah, I don't want to be alone, let me come, because maybe it just ends at the pizza place. But now he's rescued, he's got a cat, and he'll eventually get a note from Sam. Sam starts off with her.
That's right. That's why the narration is there, because of the note.
She starts off mad and devastated and on hospice, and she gets to get her pizza that she gave up her tranquility to go get initially. And she gets it. She gets to see a picture, a personal picture, and walk out into the street to end things her way. And I feel like the 2 main characters get somewhere else than where they were. And I think it's been step by step we've made it there with them.
I loved it. I think this is one of the strongest endings the franchise has ever given us. I think this is the best ending the franchise has given us.
How does the second one end?
Well, the first 2 ended with, and now we're going to fight the aliens and save the world.
Oh, yeah.
The first one was the mom shooting, and then the second one was the two kids saving the day.
Oh, yes.
And this one ends with Sam unplugging her speakers to start making noise and a alien landing nearby, and then we cut to credits. We know she's dead.
Yeah.
If she shows up in this franchise again,
Oof.
I'm going to be angry.
I do think of the ways that it's been portrayed as a sacrificing your life or ending your life in this franchise, I didn't love the screams in the first one. Like, I think I get the old man scream. I don't like the dad sacrificing himself for the kids, kind of, but maybe the scream just kind of took me out of it.
Yeah, it's not the best movie scream.
Yeah.
Thematically, it makes sense, but it's just a bad scream.
This one is a decision by the character to just attract the monsters and be done.
Yep. She knows it's going to be quick. It might be painful, but she's been living with pain for months.
Yeah.
So quick and sudden pain is probably preferable to a slow, debilitating pain.
Possibly. So, yeah, I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
It's a stronger ending than the other ones because nobody's heading off to fight the monsters. They have escaped the monsters. Sometimes it's hopeful when you're going to fight the monsters, but I think this one was a nice change of pace.
I agree. I think it was a strong ending. I think this movie has some really incredible moments and then a couple of really terrible moments. But for me, I still love this movie. I genuinely think this is one of those really great prequels that comes along once in a while and you're like, oh wow, I didn't know they had that in them.
Because it has nothing to do with the original movie. Like,
yeah.
That family had their thing. This is a different person in the same crisis getting somewhere else.
Exactly. And that might also be why I liked it. It was refreshing to see a different side of the world.
Don't have to worry about a baby crying or a preteen teenager crying.
Yeah. A panicking child.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some panicking people, but it's okay if we crush their head against a wall.
That was brutal.
It was very brutal. Nonetheless, on this podcast, we do ratings, not grades. The primary difference is where you find the average. In a grade, you want to say a 7 out of 10 is the average, and therefore you kind of raise the scores of lower things to kind of get them up towards that average. But we say no, a 5 out of 10 is the middle. That's the average. That's the average. And so that's what a rating is. We're going to say if a movie is 5 out of 10, that doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean it's good either. It just means it's right in the middle. Below 5 is usually where you find what we think are bad movies. And above that is where we find the good movies. So with that said, Justin, what would you rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I think it's tough to, the average is harder to keep simple what's the word? There's 2 characters in this movie. The rest of them, unfortunately, they just don't matter. And Sam this is the story of her life and her end being interrupted by an alien invasion. We still get her life and her end, regardless of, if this invasion hadn't happened, I think we still would have seen the balloon marionette and gotten her pizza, and I think she still would have cried the way she cried over pictures of her dad. And who knows what happens at the end of that, because when he invited her, she was like, oh, if I live that long, I feel like she already feels like she's not long for the world.
Mm-hmm.
With all of that being great and a character that stays consistent in the midst of the crisis, I love it. Like, great. We kind of just get a hanging on character in Eric that kind of pulls it back down. I wouldn't say by his acting, just by maybe the writing and the motivation. I don't know that the arc of him escaping the subway,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't really, like, he could just be in the subway for any number of reasons, but he's just kind of here in this moment, and he gets to survive this moment. I don't feel like it's as much stuff for 50% of the characters in this movie. He needed more. That's what I would say. She makes it a better movie than he makes it a worse movie, like in the balance. So it is above average. I will go with 6.5. I don't know if that's the highest marks I've given this franchise or not.
You gave the first movie a 7.5.
Okay.
That was your highest. That was where you were at your peak. And then you gave the last one a 5.
This one gets closer to that one. Like, I think putting it between the two, yes. I don't know that I put it higher above the other one just because the impact of the original story, where you don't have as much baggage. I like that this one is refreshing for it to be doing its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
makes it closer to 7.5. Yeah. But I'll stick with what I said. 6.5.
You said what you said.
Yeah.
You're sticking with it.
I don't want to be like renegotiating my measures of the previous of the franchise. Like, oh, this was a 7 when I saw it. Like, yeah, this one could be better than that, but I'm good.
I'm at an 8. Same as the last one. In fact, I almost feel, no, I'm changing it back. I'm a 7. I wanted to be an 8. I can't be an 8. That mushroom sequence. Like, anytime I want to bring this movie up to an 8, I remember. Yes. And that mushroom sequence makes me so angry for how dumb it is that it. Oh. So I've got to be at a 7. I'm staying at a 7. I think this movie does some things so well. I think this movie is so good, and the whole franchise is worth checking out. This movie just angers me so much in the middle. And it really is because of Eric. Like,
he gets the medication somehow.
Yeah. And we can't really cut Eric because he's critical to the movie. I just feel like I had connected with Ruben already, the nurse. And so to replace him with a lesser character just kind of irks at me. And then on top of that, Eric is the leading factor of going into the feeding grounds, the nesting area. I don't know what it is. It gets called different things by different people.
It's an eating place.
Some people have even, it's mostly a feeding place. And some people have made full videos just analyzing that feeding area. And I hate it so much. It's the lowest point in the movie for me. It is the part that really bothers me.
In this movie, yes, and here I am asking for it. Tell me more in the next movie about what's discovered. Maybe I just really like World War Z.
Yeah, and I am with you. I'm a sucker for lore. I would love to know more. about these aliens, where they come from, why they are here, anything. It would be fantastic. So I should love this feeding ground for giving me even a small amount of backstory, as it were. It's just so out of place for the rest of the movie, and it's what keeps this movie from going up to an 8. I'm sticking with a 7. I'm there. And
Gotcha.
with that gives us an average of 6.75, which is right in the middle of these two movies, or of the previous two movies. And I think that's fair, personally. I genuinely do think there's... I don't know. This is a good franchise, and we'll get to it next week in the wrap up. But I am interested in talking about all that. And speaking of next week, obviously, because there is no part 3 in the main franchise yet, we are going to do kind of the wrap up of the franchise as it stands, but we're not going to do future wrap ups. Like when parts 3 and 4 come out, I don't think, maybe we can do one if there's after part 4, but I don't want to do part 3 plus wrap up episode.
That makes sense. That's a good call.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you have enjoyed yourself, why don't you give us a like or a rating or a review? One of those things, whatever your platform of choice allows you to do it, because it helps other people know that they should check out this particular podcast. If you really liked it and you want to help us out in the biggest way possible, share the episodes with your friends. It would be really rad if we could get a few more people listening. I hate to put the burden on our audience's shoulders, but at this point, that's what we need. We need you sharing it with your friends and family. And if sharing a full episode is too much, you can also check out our shorts on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. That has just little tiny clips of each episode, and you can send those to your friends and be like, if you're into this, you should check out the full episodes. They're pretty good. But you know, I don't want to force people to do anything.
Right.
Exactly. And I can't think of anything else to say, so I guess until next week, shut up.
Goodbye.
I feel like I said that alone.
Yeah, you did. I was not focused. Just aliens. I mean, I'm sure I would get the explanation in part 3 if they do it the way I want to do it. They're called Death Angels because they actually hit one of the jets from the Blue Angels first, and then we just decided to run with it.
When we saw them on the satellites, they made a halo-like effect with the sun. So we called them angels, and then when they started killing everything,
we would tear that apart. We would hate that. But I'm like, please, can I just know more?